Well, hello, Rockhounds, Lapidary lovers. Mike here. Welcome back to my channel. Time once again to look inside a couple of my tumblers. These two back here, these two 6-pounders, have been in polish for quite a while, about 3 weeks now, and I think the stones are done. So let me dump them out, clean them up, ultrasonic them, all that usual stuff. We'll take a look at it. All right, to be perfectly honest, I've already done all that stuff. I've even refilled the tumblers with other rocks. I've been really busy since I got back from Arizona. I hope you've been watching my series of videos on Rockhounding Arizona. If not, I'll put a link to the playlist in the upper right. You can check that out if you like. But I've been so busy since I got back, I just ran out here, emptied these out, cleaned up the stones, laid them out, and I better film an intro. But I'd already done all that, so let's get on to looking at the stones since they're ready to go. All right, here they all are laid out for your inspection. And they're kind of in broad categories here. I got some Tiger Eye up here. I've got Jasper's Church down here. There is a little bit of overlap. I got Petrified Wood pretty much over here. Agates down here. And Banded Iron over here. And I'm wearing gloves because some of these, well, most of them, I should say, have taken such a nice polish that fingerprints really show up on them. They have got an amazing polish. Like I said, they've been in polish for like 3 weeks now. I've been really busy. So we'll start in the upper left over here and have a look at what we got here. Okay? All right, got a couple pieces of Tiger's Eye here. Some of this I got at the Rock Shed, and I have some that I got from my buddy Jim. To be perfectly honest, I don't remember which these are. I'm thinking this came from Jim. Jim, remind me if you sent me a slab big enough to take slices off of, or if you just sent me stuff that was already slabbed, because this stuff's already been sliced. This is the heel off of a piece. They took really great shine. I'm still trying to say that word, chatoyancy, the shimmer. Just amazingly beautiful, amazingly beautiful. Okay, moving on. Down here we got the Jaspers and other stuff. This is chert with very colorful veins in it, sort of banded, colorful banded chert. This is a piece of muakkite, which actually I got in there by mistake. I was expecting it to be beat up by the harder stones in there, but this thin piece of muakkite actually took a pretty decent shine. It's a mystery rock from Wyoming. I have no idea what that is, but it took on a heck of a shine. Some kind of red jasper. Don't even remember where I got that. I've got so many rocks, it's hard to keep track. This one I know I got in Wyoming, Rockhounding in southeast Wyoming. And so I got this one there too. And some of these other rocks came from Rockhounding southeast Wyoming. I will put a link in the upper right to my southeast Wyoming rockhounding trip. Wife and I cannot wait to get back out there. And speaking of southeast Wyoming, this is a piece of Jasper agate that I found rockhounding out in southeast Wyoming. Let me give you a look at this. This is like my little Superman logo. It's got some purple agate and some red agate, and it's got an S-shaped lane of clear chalcedony with a little bit of quartz in it running through there. It makes an S. See that? Look at that. There's my Superman logo rock. That cool or what? So yeah, that took a nice polish too. That's beautiful. I'll show you some of these rocks with a light behind them, and you'll see how beautiful they are. Up here, we've got a lot of petrified wood. Most of this came from the Dobell Ranch in Arizona, and it just took an amazing shine. I mean, look at what's going on in that rock. We got all kinds of colors, all kinds of moss, dendrites. Crazy. This one's got veins of quartz in it, in amongst the very colorful chalcedony. Just really pretty stuff. Some of this came from my own property in Arizona. This right here, this used to be petrified wood, believe it or not. You can just barely see the wood grain in it still. This too, this too. Um, this, I think, came from my property. Most of this stuff came from the Dobell Ranch. Uh, let's see. Moving on to the agates. Um, this is an interesting one. I just tumbled half of an agate nodule. I bought this at a rock shop in South Dakota. I don't remember which one. Dave's, Ken's, someplace else. I don't remember. But I just tumbled the whole half an agate, and you can see how, you zoom in a little bit, you can see how well the agate in the center has turned out. But also, look, in the nodule, all those little sparkly areas around it, those are little pockets of chalcedony in the nodule. And they all took a very good polish, too. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. And then some of these other agates are just absolutely to die for. This one right here, I think these are lysite agates. Pretty sure, except for this one and this one. But I think these are lysite agates. These three. And I'm pretty sure I bought these at a rock shop in Thermopolis years ago and finally got around to cutting the rock up. And boy, was there interesting stuff inside that rock. Let me tell you. I think this is my favorite agate of all right here. It's taken a long time to get it polished. But look at that pattern in there. To me, it looks like somebody wearing an Indian headdress with all these plumes coming off their head. That's kind of what it looks like to me anyway. And this one's got some really great stuff going on in it. You can tell they're from the same rock. And I'm pretty sure this is the heel off of that same rock. And just got great stuff going on. And I'll tell you what, these things glow nice under UV light too, as well as looking good in visible light. And then up here, we got a couple of Teepee Canyon agate nodules. Again, I just tumbled the whole, well, half a nodule. The other half a nodule is still going. It didn't make it into this load. So eventually I'll have two sort of matching halves of this nodule tumbled and shiny. I might mount them on a nice piece of wood and display them that way. This one, another Teepee Canyon nodule, very well polished. I took this nodule to my flat lap, my redneck flat lap, and I exposed as much of the agate goodness in it as I could before I threw it in the tumbler. And the tumbling exposed even more agate. So this turned out really, really great. This is a beautiful rock here. Up here I got a couple other slices of agate nodule. This one's purple agate. This one's just got a lot of orange in it. Kind of cool. And over here, we've got the banded iron formation, the stuff that I put in there to tumble. Now, if any of these rocks are not really perfect, I would have to say it's the banded iron. But you know what? This is the hardest rock in there. It's, at least 1.8 billion years old, if not over 2 billion. And it is hard. It has been cooked in Mother Nature's oven for a very long time underneath Wyoming. I found all these rockhounding in Wyoming. And they got an okay polish. Not great. I've done better. This little thin slice of banded iron right here, that took a really great shine. So that one's really great. The others, they're only okay. That one's maybe a little better than okay. But what I'm thinking about doing is the next time I have a batch of hard rocks in polish, I'm thinking about adding some of these rocks to it so they can get another week or two of polish, and hopefully they will come out with an even better shine. Although, I have to say, it's not bad. But I would like those hematite bands to just pop a little better. So they might go back in. Oh, and there's one rock I forgot over here. Here's a little piece of amethyst, Four Peaks amethyst that my buddy Jim sent me. This actually got included in this lot by mistake. I normally tumble amethyst with much softer stones, mainly other amethyst and stuff. But this actually turned out with a pretty nice shine on it. It's a pretty rock, even though it's small. Um, in spite of being tumbled with all these other much harder rocks that could have beat the crap out of it, but they didn't. So, yeah, got lucky there. This came out pretty good. All right, let me give you a look at how some of these rocks transmit light. Okay, I got my super bright LED light source here. You can see all of the moss and plumes in that. Give that the headdress look, and the head part is fairly translucent. The light comes right through that. That's cool. This slab's a little thicker. Same stuff basically. It's a little thicker. It's got some areas where the light comes through, but most of it's pretty opaque. Yeah, here's a piece of the petrified wood agate from my property. Basically, the petrified wood, I live very close to the Petrified Forest National Park, and I get the same kind of wood on my property, but it's mostly broken up into little pieces. And what really survives is the fully agatized pieces like this, and you can just barely see the wood grain in that with the transmitted light. That makes it really show up. You can tell this was petrified wood. It's got lots of neat internal structure there. That's cool. It's a piece of this purple agate. It doesn't really look purple to transmitted light. More yellow, orange, or even red, but reflected light, it's purple. That's kind of neat. Maybe that's the Tyndall effect. I don't know. Leave a comment if you think it's a Tyndall effect rather than true blue or purple. Here's a piece of the orange agate. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of yellow, orange, and dark brown stuff going on in there. Another piece of petrified wood, fully agatized, again from my property. Yeah, you can just see the wood grain in there. Much easier to see by transmitted light. Here's a piece of that stuff from the Dobell Ranch. Look at what all's going on in there. That's amazing what all's going on inside that rock. Here's another piece. Ooh, that one's much redder. Hope the red's coming through. And here it's yellow on this side. That's like deep, deep blood red right there to my eye. And last but not least, here's my Superman rock. There you can really see the S in it right there. I saw that. I said I gotta cut that out and tumble it, polish it up, make it nice and shiny. That is cool. That's really cool. And one more. Here's the Four Peaks Amethyst. Small, but a really, really pretty rock, well polished. And I have a ton of this stuff that my buddy Jim has given me. So I can see it's capable of taking a nice polish. I just have to be really careful how I tumble the bulk of it, or hard, heavy rocks like these tend to beat them up and leave them, not so shiny. So I will work on polishing some more amethyst in the future. All right, so let's take a look at some of these under UV lights. Okay, I'm indoors for the UV light because it's not quite dark enough outside. In fact, it probably won't be as dark inside as it ought to be. But my camera isn't really great doing this in full darkness either, so we'll give it a try. So here's what the rocks look like in the light. And by the way, my parrots in the background are going to have something to say about this. Whenever there's any talking going on, they want to join the conversation. So you'll hear a little bit of that. But anyway, here's what the rocks look like in the light. I didn't lay them all out because only some rocks fluoresce, and it's mainly the agates and the fully agatized petrified wood. The rest of it really doesn't fluoresce under UV light. I've got my 965 nanometer 5-watt light here, pretty powerful. I'm quite happy with this light. This really shows up what's going on in the rocks. And I'll put a link to this light where I got it in the video description if you're interested in getting one too. Now, take a look at these rocks and the colors that you see in light. And then we'll look at the colors that you see under the UV light. And it's very different. So here we are. You can see that one's glowing yellow, and all the little bits of chalcedony in it are glowing yellow. So that's kind of neat. Um, the bands in this one are glowing white. That's very cool. And here they're kind of fluorescent blue and purple. Now this piece is yellow, but in regular light it's kind of blue. This, not all of the agates fluoresce. This one, it's got a little bit of lint on it that's fluorescing, but this TP Canyon one over here is not really fluorescing. This TP Canyon one, I wouldn't say it's really fluorescing all that well either, but the colors under UV light are completely different than under daylight. Here's my favorite one, the what I call the Indian headdress. You can see the head and the body, but the headdress really doesn't fluoresce. Some of the petrified wood here that doesn't really fluoresce. Here's a piece. Here's one of those agate slices. Here's the purple agate slice. Over here, here's a couple of pieces of petrified wood that do fluoresce. Look at the yellow. Now in daylight, that's black, but in UV light, it's yellow. That's very cool. My Superman slice here really doesn't fluoresce very well, unfortunately. And then here's another piece of the petrified wood from my property. These two are right here. And it's fluorescing yellow too, even though in white light it's sort of a blue-gray or steel gray. So that's kind of neat. So I love looking at my rocks in UV light. They look completely different, and sometimes they're really cool. Well, there you are. There's the latest load of polished rocks out of my tumblers. I'm pretty proud of this batch. This came out really, really nice, if I do say so myself. I couldn't be much happier with these rocks. If you guys are happy with these rocks, give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Got lots more stuff tumbling, got lots more stuff to tumble, so there's going to be more videos. Subscribe to see them. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching this one. Bye.